Kevin Thomas files in with an economic report. Max Collins has soccer highlights. I've got headline news, and Brendan Phillips has your sports. You're watching the GHS Reporter.
In a world where students need their news, one news team dares to bring it to you every advisory. With Kevin Thomas, Max Collins, Kate Bender and Sean Engvold, Paige Taylor, Brendan Phillips, Jesse Feynman, Sam Gorenstein, and Mike Mims and Evan Cobb. Live from room 300, you're watching the GHS Reporter.
All right. Over the past few weeks, the economy has experienced an especially turbulent time. Reporter Kevin Thomas recently went out to get some more perspective on the bailout. He brings us this story now.
Thank you, Sam. Last Wednesday, the Senate re-voted on a $700 billion bailout plan to help failing banking firms due to the slumping economy. We got to talk to Mrs. Whitman, an economics teacher, about her thoughts on the plan.
Well, the bailout plan, as was presented, that the House voted on, was probably not the best thing that we could have, but I believe we need something. When you think about how important credit is, like the available money to borrow in our economy, without it, the economy will stop. No credit cards, no student loans, no mortgages, you won't be able to move. It's important to address that. I just don't think that what they originally came up with was necessarily in our collective best interest.
I think Congress will reword the bill such that it will pass anytime soon.
I believe the Senate probably will pass it today, and I think the House probably will pass something, if not before the end of the week, probably by Monday. And the reason I say that is because the money is the grease that makes the economy go, and without the money, we're going to suffer, and it's going to be regular people suffering. It's going to be it's going to be the demise of neighborhoods when no houses can move. It will be more significant than any of us look at. One of my problems is that they keep calling it a bailout. The reality is, will the taxpayer lose some money? Yes. But I believe that just as when we loan money, like we're loaning $25 billion to the car companies, I think we're going to get something back for it.
This is Kevin Thomas for the GHS Reporter.
"20 people have died and 35 have been injured as a result of separate suicide bombings in Baghdad on Thursday. The attacks were near mosques in two different neighborhoods and focused on Iraqis who were celebrating Eid al-Fitr, the end of Ramadan. In political news, Alaskan Governor Sarah Palin and Delaware Senator Joe Biden debated last night before moderator Gwen Ifill of PBS. The debate lasted 90 minutes and covered such broad issues as the economy, climate change, and both candidates' views towards gay marriage. And that'll do it for your headlines. At 92, actor House Peters Jr., better known as Mr. Clean, has passed away. Peters died at the Motion Picture and Television Fund Hospital in Los Angeles, California, of pneumonia. Peters was best known as Mr. Clean, the man with a bald head and a muscular physique and a no-nonsense attitudes toward dirt and grime. Peters also appeared in Perry Mason, Gunsmoke, The Twilight Zone, and Lassie. He will be greatly missed in the film industry. A mob museum is going to be opening in Los Angeles. The museum, expected to open in spring 2010, will showcase the colorful and storied mafia past. The FBI is supporting plans for the museum, but city council members are not too fond of the museum idea. Some went around with shirts saying, "There is no such thing as a mob museum, nor have I ever been there." Ellen Knowlton, chairwoman of the museum's board, said that Mayor Oscar Goodman has pushed for the museum since 2002. They hope that the museum will draw 800,000 people each year, which they hope will revitalize downtown Las Vegas. And that'll do it for your entertainment news.
have highlights from last night's boys soccer game, but first, the Girdland JV golf team continued a recent tradition of excellence in the JV tournament. In a great result, the team finished 3rd out of 10 teams. Leading the way was freshman Jess Madsen with a 42 and an 8th best of the day. Also performing well were sophomores Dan Bennison, Ian Richardson, and freshman Dylan Collette. And here's last night's soccer highlights thanks to Max Collins.
Girdland varsity boys soccer, ranked number 2 in the whole state, took on Colony High School last night, and despite the temperatures being in the 40s, most of the Red Sea came out to support the team. Despite a half-frozen Red Sea, things were on edge for most of the game as the Dutchmen were trailing 2-0 at the half. And a ray of hope would come when Sanyuma, on a breakaway here, scores the Dutchmen's first goal with 15 minutes remaining. And the Dutchmen would just not let up. They continue applying pressure here until John Wheeler, taking matters into his own hands here, nails the shot from almost midfield. This ties the game at 2 with a little over 3 minutes remaining. And watch this, with time running down, Colony High School getting a little rough here, visibly pushing his face into the dirt. And thankfully Karma would take notice of that. Early into the overtime period, Caleb Cachetti headbutts a gorgeous goal to give the Dutchmen a come-from-behind overtime victory. Red Sea here spilling onto the field. It was a great night to be a Girdland sports fan. This is Max Collins for the GHS Reporter. Back to you, Brennan and Sam, in the studio.
And what a great game that was. Did you get to go to that, Sam?
No, I did not. I was actually watching the debate last night. I'm sorry I missed the game. It was an interesting debate, I must say, though.
Oh, yeah, it was great. I mean, that was such a good game last night. Down 2-0 from John Wheeler's goal from midfield. That was amazing.
Watching the highlights.
That's all the time we have for today. I'm Brendan Phillips.
And I'm Sam Gorenstein.
Stay tuned for your announcements.
And have a wonderful day.